What? This week was for nothing.
Hey, you! Your phone is literally poisoning your mind and causing all sorts of negative side effects. It's time to try the Dopamine Detox and literally set the reset button on your entire life. Now put the phone down.
Huh. So recent revelations have made me realize that my brain is probably fried. I am constantly online, wasting the day away, and then topping it all off with a sweet treat. I've come across the trend of the dopamine detox, where you spend a certain amount of time, typically a week, cutting out everything that causes instant gratification and a hit of dopamine, and replacing it with slow, in the moment, and probably boring activities. In theory, this is supposed to help teach your brain to receive dopamine in healthier ways. So let's get into the rules. This week, I am not allowed to have any social media, TV, YouTube, movies, computer time outside of work, frivolous shopping, junk food, alcohol, cigarettes, or anything in that vein, or music. There are some exceptions to this rule. I can read educational books, listen to an educational podcast, listen to mindful music. On my phone, I can still access some essentials like email and Slack for work, text and phone calls so my friends don't think I'm dead, and maps and my calendar so I can still function as a person. To monitor my health this month, I've invested in a Fitbit to track my sleep, stress level, and heart rate. We're gonna compare this week to what my stats would typically look like to see if there really is a chemical difference happening. So will this week guide me to true enlightenment past instant gratification? Let's find out. No, please, no. Day one was a very hard day. I am truly a creature of my vices. I will reach for my phone like it's a reflex, and I probably have an addiction to sugar. As you can see in this clip, my brain just totally stops functioning. I'm having a problem focusing. I can't really focus because I don't know why I can't focus. I'm also constantly surrounded by temptation and my very supportive coworkers. Yeah. The fruits of my labor. Oh. I think I'm actually experiencing withdrawal symptoms. My head's hurt all day. I go to pick up my phone and I can't do anything with it. I can't do anything. This is what my life is for the next week. I find that I'm most productive when I can work really hard and get a little reward afterwards. But today I'm working and there is nothing for me. There's no joy. I know I'm laughing, but this is the most depressed I've felt in months. I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful meal, and I'll see you bright and early for day two. Bye. I think I'm already having some irreversible brain damage. Driving to work this morning, and I'm so unfocused and so out of it that I missed my exit by 4 exits. Four exits. We've hit a ridiculous point of being unfocused. I fear for my safety.
Theresa, I'm ordering a matcha. Do you want anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
This is so good. Wow.
This is my form of entertainment for the day. This is the most visually stimulating thing I have seen in so long. And we're pairing that with some calm sea waves. So I have a true underwater experience. This is the most exciting day of my entire life. This is better than TV. So right now I'm walking at Pilates and I'm usually oh my God, I can't wait for this to be over. I can't wait to go home. But since this was my activity for the day, it was nice to do it, even though it hurt. Honestly, today I felt a lot like I did yesterday. Headaches, don't feel good, feeling tired, unmotivated. But after I did my workout, I'm feeling endorphins. I feel like I have energy. Maybe I'm finally getting some natural dopamine. That would be wild, right? I'm hoping that we've really turned a corner today and that things are looking up for us. Hopefully tomorrow will be even better. Okay, so maybe yesterday was a little bit of a rough patch, but it's bright and early. We're taking a walk around the neighborhood and we're setting things off on a better foot. Now it's time to get a cook in. As you can see in yesterday's clip, yesterday was a pretty rough one. But now I've been doing a lot of research, how it actually works, actual changes like happening in your brain. We're at the halfway mark, and I feel like the runner's high is kind of coming in. I can totally finish this off. Today we're making burger bowls, so enjoy this little cooking montage.
Production coordinator here.
I'd say this is a big improvement. I followed a keto recipe, but I'm excited because this looks pretty flavorful and delicious. I'm a very happy camper. Wow, what an incredible meal that was. Cooking was pretty labor intensive and took up most of my night. So now I am filling the rest of my night with my educational book of choice, You and Your Aquarium. Now you might be asking yourself, Theresa, do you have an aquarium? No, but I want one. I want one very badly. The first step is educating yourself. So I'm gonna read this, take the sleeping pill I need to get to bed at a real time. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Welcome to day 5. Today I am joined by Arana Esser, MD, PhD trainee in Neurobiology. Before I asked you to come here today, have you ever heard of the dopamine detox trend?
Yes. It's kind of like any other crash diet in that the goal is for there to be this dramatic and rapid acting action you take that causes some sort of 180 in your life. Dopamine detox, as a name, is actually kind of a misnomer. You're not actually trying to reduce the amount of dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is a very essential neurotransmitter. You're trying to become less reliant on like compulsive habits, and these sort of habits are involved in the reward pathway, which dopamine plays an important role in. So it's more like dopamine associated neural circuit behavioral detox, but that's not as catchy of a title as dopamine detox. I do think that having a week-long detox that's as dramatic as the one you're doing can be very illuminating to see how you feel abstaining from these behaviors you normally partake in almost like habitually. And if by the end of the week you feel maybe more mindful of how those behaviors like have a control of your life, it might inspire you to cause more kind of like long-term sustained change.
The dopamine detox to the brain is like the intervention to an addict. In a way.
Sure, but I don't think we should be demonizing dopamine. It's not an addictive substance. It's a very natural and important neurochemical in our brain.
That's so fascinating because I feel like in like the gym bro kind of videos where they're talking about this, like dopamine is the devil. And dopamine, you are addicted to it. You're saying that physically can't even happen.
It cannot happen, and it's an oversimplification of how dopamine works for sure.
We're currently on day 5 of the challenge. It's been really affecting me negatively. Do you think that this has something to do with the challenge, or am I just dramatic?
I don't want to call you dramatic.
You can.
The symptoms you're experiencing, you're not actually having a decrease in dopamine, so there's no like remission of dopamine. Like I mentioned before, you can't be addicted to it, but you are having very drastic changes in your normal behavior. Anytime you drastically change your routine or behavior, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and I think that's the whole point. I don't think you're crazy for having such a hard time. This wouldn't be a challenge if it wasn't challenging.
I never said crazy, I said dramatic.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think that I will actually bring change away from this, or am I gonna revert back to my old habits?
What happens after this week is completely up to you. You have been not partaking in these habits, so you haven't had these circuits being reinforced or stimulated, but they're still there. So if you choose to, you can very easily revert back to your old habits. You would have to do it in a way that's sustainable for you, for there to be long-acting, sustainable change. Should you feel like this week brought you some sort of clarity, then it might provide the motivation for you to make actual long-acting change in your life.
So if I revert back to how I was, this week was for nothing and this video is pointless.
Well, I hope it was entertaining.
I hope it was too.
I think that you are doing a great job. Remember, dopamine isn't your enemy, but deciding how you want to reward yourself is up to you.
Period. I started off the day with 7 a.m. yoga, which I was not very happy about. I'm dying. At this point, I've come up with creative ways to find out what I'm missing out on. Meaning I harassed my friend Josh to tell me?
On the right side of the internet. So, okay. I'm trying to think. People are realizing Power Rangers are really cool. One.
I really care about that.
They might have found Amelia Earhart's plane. Can you believe that?
What? Where'd they find that at?
Somewhere in the water, I don't know.
Can you do...
Okay. Earhart would have loved me. That would have been the love of my life. I think Amelia Earhart was down for the swirl. You know.
I can't put that in the video.
Why can't you put that in? Yeah, Annie's pregnant.
Well...
I'm gonna keep that. You know?
I'm gonna cut this now. And we are on the final day of the challenge. So I'm starting the day off by going on a hike. It's more like a nature walk. The way to look at the last day is it's my last day of peace, quiet, and being disconnected. Come on my peaceful nature walk with me in beautiful Los Angeles. You can't see that. That's fine. Just watch the B-roll. It's the end of the final day. Thank God. In all seriousness, it did get easier as the days continued. I felt more confident, especially after talking with the neurologist, and I think I'm getting a dopamine high just from accomplishing this. So let's get into our final stats. From the Fitbit, I was definitely getting in more steps than I usually do. On average, I was hitting around 11,000 steps a day, when typically I hit around 7,000. This is probably because I replaced joy with walking. My heart rate was actually higher during the challenge. On average, my resting heart rate was 78 BPM, when typically it falls around 70 BPM. My highest resting heart rate was 80 BPM on the first day. I was clearly pretty stressed about starting this challenge, but as you can see, it did gradually go down throughout the week. My stress management score was actually slightly higher during this challenge, with an average score of 86, when typically I fall within the low 80s. I found this surprising considering I was changing all my typical ways that I deal with stress management, but I suppose the Fitbit recognizes more active movement as better stress management, so guess I'm doing something right. My sleep score did improve with an average score of 87 and duration of 8 hours. Typically, my sleep score is 80 with 6 to 7 hours of sleep. In part, I do think my sleep score drops regularly from my bedtime routine of sugar and screen time. This might be an aspect I continue on after the challenge ends. Overall, I had a great time detoxing and enjoying life in a more direct way. I noticed the real world more, and being unplugged was truly a gift. I feel almost enlightened. Oh, it's midnight. We officially finished this. Can I also get a pack of Newports and a $5 scratcher? Well, you know, they say everything in moderation. Enjoy your vices, but also enjoy your mindfulness. Life is all about finding that perfect balance, and the balance that works best for you. Subscribe so I can afford my lavishly extravagant lifestyle. And I'll see you at the corner store. Bye. Huh. Nothing. Got a light?